We can convert this bells ting and ting ting into digital, how it looks like. At programmed on the driver's brain, and he receive a signal 1 followed by zeros. That means to stop the vehicle. You can see here now the communication is moving faster, very faster. 1 0 1s. When we increase the voltage of the CAN high cable to 3.75 and reduce the voltage of the CAN low cable to 1.25, then what will be the difference between both the cable? It will be 2.5. See. So when there is a difference in voltage between these two cables, the receiver will understand digital communication 0. CANbus communication system is the most commonly used communication system, especially in the rough and tough situations because of its reliability. In this episode, let us understand what is a CANbus communication system, how it functions, the history, also something about the basics, very basics of the digital communication system. So welcome back to another session of learning. So CANbus communication system is a controller area network. That's the full form of the CANbus. It refers to a network of independent controllers. Independent, you can see in the picture, there are a number of controllers or modules are there capable to communicate each other. They can communicate each other without the help of a host computer. So in this system, there is no another computer or a host computer is not required. Without the help of a host computer, all these modules can communicate each other. That kind of network is called as a controller area network or CAN communication system. So let's understand a little bit about the history of the CANbus communication system. The development of the CANbus started in 1983 by the Robert Bush and released in 1986. The first CAN controller chips were introduced by Intel in 1987, and the first vehicle it's used was Mercedes-Benz W140 was the first production vehicle to feature this CAN-based multiplex wiring system. That's a little bit about the history of the CANbus system. Let's go into the CANbus network. What are the components are there? Then we will understand how it's getting communicated each other, and we will understand more about a little bit about the digital communication, how it works. So in a CANbus network, number of modules are there. These are the controllers. Independently they can communicate between with the help of these two lines, CAN high and CAN low. Technically those connection is called as bus. That's why it's called as CANbus, controller oriented bus connection. But in simple engineer's language you can call that as two cable connections, just two cable connections. One cable is called as the CAN high and the another cable is called as the CAN low. In coming chapter, we will understand why one is called as high, why another is called as low. And here you can see at both these sides, the 120 ohms resistance are used at the end of the CANbus line. They are called as the terminal resistors. The terminal resistors are used here because all the modules are sending data to the same bus, same cables, and receiving data from the same bus. That means same cable receiving data. So in this situation, to avoid bouncing back of the signals or avoid the harmonics or avoid the damages of the signals, we need to close the circuits. That's why both the sides are connected with 120 ohms terminal resistors. That's resistors are called as terminal resistors. If any of the terminal resistors are missed, they cannot communicate properly because of the interferences or bouncing back of the signals get collapsed. All these modules are communicating each other. Now let us understand what is the meaning of communication, how it's getting communicated. Here you can see a graph and all. Before going into this graph and more about the CANbus communication system, I would like to say something about a simple communication. What is the basic of communication? For those who already know about the digital communication, you can skip this part and directly go into the graph and all. Those who don't know about the digital communication system, what is the meaning of this communication, with the help of this whiteboard, I will explain what is a digital communication in a very simple way. Commonly in all countries, heavy buses are used in public transport system, right? So in public transport bus, there are two employees mainly works. One is the driver who sit and drive the vehicle, okay, and another person, another employee also available in most of the countries. Some countries it's not like that. Only driver will be there and automated ticket distribution system will be there in the bus. But I'm talking about the most common countries with another person distribute the tickets according to the requirement of the passengers. He will inform the driver when to stop and when to start the bus by a person is called a conductor. It's called a conductor. And there is a communication between the conductor, his name is conductor, he's the driver, right? Both of them are not sitting nearby. Some distance is there and they need to communicate each other properly when to start the bus and when to stop the bus. For that, especially in India, I'm talking about my country, India, there's a bell connected nearer to the driver, a bell connected nearer to the driver and a rope connected and which reaches nearby the conductor. Or in all these areas, he will be able to pull from anywhere. He can pull that rope. When the conductor pull the cable, a single bell will ring near the driver. Ting. So I'm calling that as a digital communication 1. Okay. Listen carefully. If you understand here, you will be able to clearly understand what is digital communication, what is digital communication protocols, and how all these things are communicated. Just few moments if you are able to concentrate here. Before the bus journey start, the driver and the conductor sit together and talk each other. That means they feed their brain with some thoughts, some agreements between both of them. Conductor says the driver, when I rang one bell, when I pull that rope and rang one bell, you need to stop the vehicle. If I pull the rope twice or rang two bells, ting ting, you need to take the vehicle, you need to start the vehicle, you need to move the vehicle. Understood? So these two communications set in their mind. Listen carefully. The conductor is the person who is transmitting the signal and the driver is the person who is receiving the signal. If you talk about the digital communication, it's two modules. Before they into the picture of their routine work, they are programmed with some protocols. That's called as the protocols, rules. If he receive ting, a single signal, he need to stop the vehicle. If you receive the two signal, ting ting, he need to take the vehicle. That's called the protocol. And in digital communication, that we will do with the programming of the modules. Understood? We can convert this bells ting and ting ting into digital, how it looks like. If I'm saying no bells in the bus, okay? Understand, listen carefully. In the bus, there are no sounds or no bells, then I call that situation as 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. It's moving like zeros. In an actual signal, it is not like that. Just for a moment, for understanding purpose, you just keep in your mind, then there is no signal. It's called as 0, 0, 0, 0. That's a digital signal. When the conductor pull rope, then 1, then the 0 will become 1. Okay, 1. So 0, 0, 0, 0 were there, and at the end of the zeros, it should look like this. 0, the time, when the time moves, 0, 0, 0 is coming. When he pulls, 1. And after that, 0, 0, 0, it's moving like this. So at programmed on the driver's brain, and he receive a signal 1 followed by zeros. That means to stop the vehicle. When the conductor, listen, when the conductor pull the rope twice, ting, ting, then how it looks like that zeros were there, it's moving in silence. Then when he pull, ting, first ting, it's 1, and then he released the rope, no sound, 0, then again he pull, 1, ting, ting, ting. So when he pulls twice, ting, ting, it's a 1, 0, 1, then followed by zeros. So the driver understand is a signal, is a communication to continue the journey or move the vehicle. Okay, so these two are two commands. This is to stop the vehicle. This command is to start the vehicle. This is the way the digital communication works. So in a system, if it is an automobile, indicator turn, indicator on, off. On is a command with a number of zeros and ones, and off is a command. And if it is slowly move, slowly up, slowly lift, if it is a crane, the signal is to slowly lift. So in a number of ways, you will be able to communicate in between the sender and the receiver, or in between the modules. This is a simple idea about a digital communication, protocols and rules. Now we come into the electronic side. Electrical side of this, how it is, okay, how it happens in the electrical side in a CANbus. For that purpose, look into this graph. You can see here this yellow graphical line represents the CAN high cable. Two cable connections are there. Okay, in CANbus there are two cable connections are there. One is the high and another one is the low. According to the protocol, both the cables, when there is no voltage difference, that means when the high comes to 2.5, CAN low voltage rise to 2.5. That means there is no difference in voltage. Zero difference in between the voltage. The receiver will understand digital signal 1. When we increase the voltage of the CAN high to 3.75 and reduce the voltage of the CAN low cable to 1.25. Listen carefully. When we increase the voltage of the CAN high cable to 3.75 and reduce the voltage of the CAN low cable to 1.25, then what will be the difference between both the cable? It will be 2.5. See. Understood? Because the difference between 3.75 and 1.25 is what? 2.5. So when there is a difference in voltage between these two cables, the receiver will understand it's a communication 0. When there is no difference, that is called as digital signal 1. This is the way it is communicating. You can see here in the next graph, you will be able to see like this. See, 1, 0, 1, okay, 0. Listen carefully. So yellow stands for CAN high. When there is a difference between both the cables, it's a communication 0. When there is no difference, digital signal 1. This is the way it is communicating between the modules. When the communication moves faster, it's like that. You can see here now the communication is moving faster, very faster. 1, 0, 1s. In real world situation, the communication will be more faster than this. For your understanding, this animation made in very slow way. That's the way you're able to understand this. Hope you enjoyed this session. Also, there are different kinds of technical support available from our side. So online and offline training sessions are available. Details available in the descriptions. If you want to add anything more to this session, which I need to add in the coming sessions, please mention in the comment. If you want to know something different or any queries, also please mention in the comment. If you really enjoyed and the session was really helpful for, that also please mention in the comment. Thanks for watching. See you again.